Scientists have just announced that days after CERN, the European Organisation for Nuclear Research, turned up the Large Hadron Collider with a new maximum beam of energy, they detected that a crack had opened in the Earth's magnetic field, and said that it stayed open for 14 hours. Jokes were then shared as this happened around the same time as Stranger Things got released, and led some to theorise that perhaps CERN was opening a portal and that something otherworldly might come through. Although a hole did open in Earth's magnetic field, scientists have said that no interdimensional beings have come through yet. The researchers did say though that while the hole was open, it did allow some powerful solar winds to come through. For those unaware, the Earth's magnetic field is an incredibly important aspect to our planet that we do not often talk about, not outside of science lessons at least. The magnetic field can help keep us on track, keeping our compass needles pointing north, but it also keeps our planet habitable by deflecting solar winds that otherwise would threaten to strip away the ozone layer. We may not discuss the magnetic field on a regular basis, but it's truly important in maintaining life as we know it. Those working at NASA have said that it's important to conduct further research on solar winds, saying that forceful solar mass ejections can damage or destroy Earth-orbiting satellites, and create power surges that can black out entire cities. This recent hole that was opened up turned out to be a rare phenomenon that goes by the name of co-rotating interaction region. This region has been described as having long-lasting plasma structures that are generated in low and middle latitude regions of the Sun. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration revealed that the solar storm caused a G1 class geomagnetic storm. Lately, however, something strange has been happening to that valued player, with NASA feeling the need to actively monitor and track an anomaly found in the magnetic field, where the magnetic intensity seems to have dropped. There seems to be a huge area in the magnetic field which is notably less magnetic than it should be. An area spanning over South America and Southwest Africa has been impacted thus far. This unusual occurrence, known as the South Atlantic Anomaly, has been toying with the minds of scientists for years now. One group particularly concerned about the strange happenings are the NASA researchers. The American Space Agency has a number of satellites and spacecrafts orbiting in space, many of which orbit Earth. The concern here is that with the magnetic field being weakened, there is a greater exposure to charged particles heading our way from the Sun. The South Atlantic Anomaly does not impact life on Earth, but it will have a significant impact on the spacecrafts in orbit of Earth. As they circle our planet at their low orbit altitudes, these crafts will inevitably pass straight through said anomaly. We believe that during these periods where they pass through, the lessened strength of the magnetic field can cause some disturbances in the technology used within these satellites. They can short-circuit, malfunction, and all manner of similar problems can arise when they're struck by high energy, especially charged protons from the Sun. Scientists recently announced that roughly 17 eruptions were detected in a single area of the Sun, with 2 of those flares hitting Earth at nearly 2 million miles per hour. One of the critical aspects of understanding the Sun has to do with coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, and solar flares. A reason for astronomers to keep a close eye on these CMEs is that these eruptions may be able to create blackouts and block communication systems in just a few seconds. In early 2022, SpaceX lost 40 satellites a few hours after launch due to a geomagnetic storm. These developments prove the need for astronomers to take precautions. Sunspots have long been known for their strong magnetic fields and their ability to release radiation called solar flares. One of these sunspots, called AR2975, has been quite active as of lately. Solar flares typically need around 15 to 18 hours to arrive on Earth. However, this time around, a powerful solar storm was created by a strong wave produced by a fast-moving flare, and that overtook a slower flare. The magnetic storm that resulted from this event produced a beautiful natural show of lights that are usually referred to as the northern lights. These lights were formed when the magnetic storm hit the upper layers of the Earth's atmosphere. This light show was visible all across the United States, from the northern states to Iowa and Oregon. This solar storm resulted in beautiful views, but larger solar storms can cause tremendous damage. According to SWPC, G3 storms can cause radio navigation problems at low frequency and intermittent satellite navigation problems. Scientists have even predicted that a massive G3 storm may be able to disable the internet use across the world. Those types of storms can cause trillions of dollars in damage, like the solar storm of 1989 in Quebec. According to scientists, the largest solar storm ever witnessed was in 1859 during the Carrington event, when a storm of solar particles damaged telegraph systems across the world and caused auroras that were even brighter than the full moon. As these events result in genuinely beautiful views, it's not worth the destruction, and scientists still have a long way to go in regards to investigating these events. The human brain is an absolute extravagant mechanism that humanity is still struggling to understand even in the modern era. When we look at the makeup of our mind, we don't see anything out of the ordinary. Seemingly made out of simple fats and waters, for eons it appeared to be a rather unimportant organ to human beings. In fact, ancient cultures that valued highly the organs of the deceased and worked to preserve them so they may be used in the afterlife would cut up the brain and empty it out as waste, believing it to be of very little importance. It wasn't until the discovery of nerve cells that human beings began to realize the importance of the brain. Grey matter was then understood to be made up of hundreds of billions of neurons. In fact, the human brain has so many neurons that their purposes are still being outlined and studied today. What originally went from a clumping of water and fats became the command center of the human body. It became responsible for instinct, subconscious developments, conscious decisions, dreams, personality, behavior, emotions, hopes, information stimuli, and everything else that makes you who you are as a human being. All of it being run off electricity. You see, our brain is the most efficient computer there is. Running off the equivalent of 20 watts, our brain even at rest consumes 20% of our body's energy. Neurons send signals throughout our nervous system to stimulate cells and muscles, but react to these electrical currents generated by our brain. In fact, neurons are merely organic wires that help to transmit these energies throughout the framework of the human body, using the nervous system as a highway to deliver information data to different organs and cells. So if our brain, our personality, everything we are comes from electricity, it is not hard to understand then that perhaps this is the mechanism of our soul. Perhaps there are still supernatural secrets yet to be discovered in the design of our mind. So let us assume then that this is electricity. This energy when we depart is what persists. As we know, due to the laws of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It will always persist. Two leading scientists have come forward and said that the human brain is a biological computer, and the consciousness of a human being is a program that runs by the brain's computer. It's believed that within the human brain there resides around 86 billion brain cells. The soul is something that has made many people put forward different theories, with some saying that it's real, and that it's the energy that resides within our bodies, and that once we pass away this energy carries on into the cosmos, meaning that nothing really dies or ends. It just passes on in another form. There has always been a debate about the soul of a human and whether or not it goes on after life. There are those that believe that your soul is what's actually keeping you alive, while others suggest the soul is nothing. However, recently researchers think they found a new truth about the soul. They've put forth the theory that the soul doesn't die, it goes back into the universe. Dr. Stuart Hameroff, who is a physicist, and Sir Roger Penrose, a mathematical physicist at Oxford University, have been working on the quantum theory of consciousness. Both of them suggest that the soul of a person is in the microtubules of the brain cells. It sounds confusing, but the doctors think the human brain is just like a biological computer, and the consciousness we experience is run by the computer inside the brain. This means it will continue to exist after the human is gone. Both of them suggest that what humans think of consciousness is the result of the effects of the quantum gravity that is situated in the microtubules. The doctor said that when the heart of a person stops beating, the blood then stops flowing around the body. In return, the microtubules inside the brain begin to lose the quantum state. However, the quantum information that is in the microtubules does not get destroyed. Instead, it gets distributed into the universe. This could mean that after our death, our memories will enter the universe and carry on. Scientists have stated that humans may never be able to understand the universe. No one truly knows what happens when we pass. Many theories have been put forward, but humans will only know the truth when we experience it. Many of us have a natural fear of this. This may be due to the fact that we associate it with pain. But if this theory is correct, it could mean that life on Earth is just the beginning. Recently, a neuroscientist has identified a previously unknown part of the brain. Not only that, but it appears to be unique to humans. This discovery was made by Professor George Paxions from Neuroscience Research Australia. This new region is called endarestiform nucleus. The professor has a theory that it existed decades ago, but has only been able to recently confirm it due to advances in medical imaging. However, the researchers are not entirely sure what this new region does, and so far it remains a mystery. The professor said the following: "The endarestiform nucleus is intriguing, because it seems to be absent in certain monkey species and other animals that we've studied. This region could be what makes humans unique besides our larger brain size. It's discoveries like these that show us that the human body is still somewhat of a mystery. Every year, scientists and researchers are making new discoveries, helping us to better understand not only our own bodies, but also the hidden things inside it, what they can do and how they can help us on a daily basis. One thing is for certain though, and that's that the human brain is very complex, and there's still many questions waiting to be answered." So what do you make of this theory? And what do you think happens when we pass on? Do you think that our energy goes back into the universe? Or do you think that when life is over, that's the end? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.